Get wet.
If you're in the chat, it's time to get wet. Down there. Way down there. Are you ready? Let's go, everybody. Who's ready for a stream? Who's ready to stream with me? Are you guys ready for a stream? Where have all the good men gone? Where could they be? Let's stream. Where have all the good men gone? Where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and turn, I dream of what I need. I need a hero, I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast. He's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero, I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. And he's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon. He's gotta be larger than life, larger down there. Down there, large down there. Let's have a good time. Somewhere after midnight, in my wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me. Racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. I need a hero, I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast. He's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero, I'm holding out for a hero till the morning lights. And he's gotta be sure, he's gotta be soon. He's gotta be larger than life down there. Who else in this bar needs a hero? Take a look at all the $25 producers on Patreon. It's Wrestling Talk. WWE has brought back freaking WarGames. WarGames, everybody! WWE has brought back WarGames. It's Survivor Series. And we got some other things, too. Got some other great stuff coming up tonight. Plus, Malachi Black basically tells us what we all knew. And that was that AEW is the worst at keeping secrets. They really are terrible. And they don't give a shit about you. So, you know, the funny thing is, wasn't this was the whole reason that CM Punk came to, remember AEW, CM Punk was like, oh, you know, one of the main reason why I would not have signed with AEW, but you know what? It was amazing how the whole locker room came together, how they just all, you know, were able to keep a secret when this stuff was going down, and I really love that. And that's why I decided to be a part of AEW and whatever CM Punk said. And he may have said that in honesty that he believed that, but
man, we have come to find out that that is not the truth anymore, for sure. Maybe it was at one point, or maybe with that specific situation. But how about Malachi Black's situation? Malachi Black dealing with depression, uncertainty about his life, having a lot of trauma in his life and his real life, and causing him to be messed up and not unsure of himself and his life, and losing loved ones and things like that. And then it all leaks out. And then Malachi Black has to go and put out a statement. And Malachi Black has to put out a statement and say, hey, this is what's really going on, and this is why I'm taking a step back and everything. And I also don't appreciate the fact that my private conversation with Tony Khan, suddenly everybody knows about it somehow. Which means that Malachi Black is angry because Tony Khan allegedly, it looks like, leaked out this information to everybody. I believe Malachi Black has played Tony Khan. That's what I believe. I think he played him. He's going to show up in WWE. He's going to show up on the main roster of WWE, getting out of his contract with Tony Khan. Oh, shit. Diablo 4 just announced a closed endgame beta. What the fuck? Like right now. This is, oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I know we're talking wrestling here, but I'm me. I'm a huge Diablo mark. Holy shit, Diablo 4 just announced their closed beta. Whoa!
Launch next year, we're excited to announce that we'll soon be entering a new testing phase, an endgame closed beta focused on everything that happens after you finish the Epic campaign.
Since it's a closed beta, we'll be directly inviting a large number of people using gameplay data to find players who have recently spent significant time in Diablo endgame experiences.
Diablo 3, it's me!
These players will give us feedback on endgame features like PvP, Nightmare Dungeons.
Oh my God, please. Call me Diablo. Anyway, so basically what I get out of this is Tony Khan has essentially, according to what Malachi Black is saying here, leads me to believe Tony Khan has leaked out this personal, private conversation. And Malachi Black is not happy about it. But I'm sure Tony Khan isn't happy that Malachi Black has basically left the company. Now, Tony Khan tried to keep Malachi Black in the company by saying, hey, man, you don't feel good right now. You're a bit lost and everything and whatever else is going on. Listen, take 2 months off and then get back to me and let me know and think about it and you can take a break. But Malachi Black straight up requesting the release anyway at this point. So we were right because this started 3 weeks ago. And it was reported Malachi Black was gone then. But now he's gone now. I don't know. So to me, this guy got out of his 2-year contract. Is that true? Like, I don't know that. I don't know if this means Malachi Black won't show up for 2 years or if this means Malachi Black's contract has been ripped up and he can just go to WWE tomorrow. So I'm assuming that he really does want to clear his head potentially, but man, if Malachi Black is back in any ring or for a company in the next 2 months, 3 months, I think he played somebody here. But maybe not. He had a lot of real stuff going on. I don't know. But also, Tony Khan has apparently, Malachi Black is angry with Tony Khan because Tony Khan leaked out their private conversation. I think Triple H got a hold of Malachi Black. It was like, man, I want to make you this big star. I'm back. Dude, get out of the contract. Do whatever you got to do. Tell him about your dead puppy. Tell them about your dead friend. Tell them that you got AIDS. Tell them whatever you got to tell them to try to get them to rip up that contract. And you rip it up and you take 2 months off and then you return to the WWE. And I think that might be what's happened here. And now Tony Khan might have figured out, wow, Tony Khan was getting heat about Malachi Black, so Tony Khan decided to leak out. This is all speculation. So Tony Khan decides to leak out, well, I'm just going to tell everybody, or leak out, Malachi Black requested his release. It has nothing to do with me. He just requested his release. It's not my fault that he's not being pushed or on TV or whatever. This has nothing to do with me. He's got some kind of personal issues. He's got personal issues. He's got anxiety. He's got all this stuff going on, and that's why he left. Because now Malachi Black is going out on indie events and saying, I don't appreciate that was put out there. I had a private conversation with Tony Khan, and suddenly everybody knows about my private details. When I was going to someday maybe talk about it, but I didn't want them to just come out now. So he's calling Tony Khan a liar. Tony Khan is a leaker. I mean, this shit's going, you know what I mean? I mean, we don't 100% know 100% of what's going on here, but I mean, Malachi Black is angry that the only person that should have known about this is Tony Khan, and it's all out there. So Malachi Black has left. He's supposed to have a 2-year contract, and he's leaving because of personal problems and issues. Here's my guess. Triple H says to Malachi Black, tell them about your personal struggles that are going on right now. Tell them about your anxiety. Tell them about your problems. Tell them all your issues. Ask for release, and then come back to WWE. So Malachi Black goes, and he tells Tony Khan. He puts the whole. It's like the kid going to the nurse's office during school. Oh, my tummy aches. I just want to go home. I want to go home. My tummy really aches. My head really hurts. Hey, Tony Khan, my ferret died. My life is hard. I need to get out of here. Tony Khan's like, you do? Yeah, listen, Tony, don't tell anybody. Tony Khan, don't tell anybody, but I have major personal issues, and I have a medical thing going on, I feel like, and I'm sad over my life, and I've got a lot of depression right now, and I don't want to, I'm just telling you this, and this is why I need to be released. Tony Khan says, okay, I'll do the right thing and release you. And then people say, why aren't you using Malachi Black, Tony? So Tony says, you know what? It had to do with him. He's got medical issues and stuff. So Malachi Black, potentially, maybe, this is again speculation what I'm about to say. Malachi Black didn't want the emotional issues to come out because he's going to look bad. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? Think about this. Malachi Black goes in private to Tony Khan to say, oh, my depression, my anxiety, I'm feeling terrible. Now, Malachi Black would not want to say this really that publicly, although he has said it publicly before, though, so a little bit. So I don't know. But he doesn't want to make that the thing and the reason he's going. So he lays it on thick. Personal struggles, anxiety, depression, sadness, I'm crazy. I'm telling you this in private, Tony Khan, so you can make a decision on releasing me. He hopes to be released. Nobody else knows about these problems. Only Tony Khan does. So Tony Khan makes the decision based on those problems. But all the fans are left with, oh, I guess we don't know what happened. Malachi Black just is gone. It didn't work out or he left. We don't know. Suddenly, Malachi Black shows up in WWE. And it's amazing. And what happened? I have no idea. But now, it's not like that. Now it's, well, Malachi Black said that he was depressed and sick and sad and all these other things. Well, if he shows up in WWE in a month or 2 or 3 months, kind of looks like a dick move on his part. So if Tony Khan believes that, you know what, it's the right thing to do to let him go if he wants to go, but I'll be damned if I'm just not going to tell everybody what he told me. Because I let him go based on this mental illness thing that he's got. So if he's just going to go back to WWE in 2 months and laugh at me, I'm going to tell everybody about his mental problems. So I believe that's why Malachi Black is angry. Because Malachi Black wanted to escape AEW without anybody else knowing about why, but he could say whatever he needed to Tony Khan to get released. And nobody would know, and then he would show up in WWE. But now, everybody knows that he told Tony Khan he's got mental problems and stress and anxiety and all these problems. And that's why he needed to leave. So I believe that's why he's upset that this leaked out. You didn't want this leaked out. Because he's going to look bad when he goes to WWE, and Tony Khan's going to look, everybody's going to look bad. Because you can't just go to Tony Khan and say, hey, Tony, listen, AEW isn't what I thought it was. You know, I had a great spot in WWE, I thought, but then it was terrible because Vince McMahon was an idiot with me. But now Triple H is back, and Triple H gets me. Triple H gets how to use me. Vince McMahon didn't get how to use me. Tony Khan, you don't really get how to use me. But the guy who really knew how to use me, Triple H, he's back in WWE. I want to go back to WWE. I made a mistake. Let me go. Can't say that. Can't do that. So Black says, I've got some problems with my brain and my anxiety and depression, and I've had a lot of stress. Tony, I've had a lot of stress, man. I feel like I'm going to kill myself or something. Tony's like, all right, man, listen, I'll cut you from your contract. You're okay, man. Just take time. Come back when you're ready someday. We'll rip up the contract. All right, you're good to go. Thanks, Tony. Tony, he just did that so he could get out of his contract. That's the only reason. He's probably going to go to WWE. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, Aleister Black told me he's emotional and stressed out and he's sick and all these other things. That's why he's gone. Dirt sheets reported everywhere. Malachi Black's now angry that Tony Khan told everybody else about his lies. Do you guys really believe this grown man wanted to take time away from wrestling because of the anxiety and all these other things? Or did he kind of want to take a vacation and then relaunch in WWE with Triple H, the guy that knows what to do with him? I'm not saying that's true. I'm speculating. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I could be completely wrong. But, when you have a guy who gets out of his contract somehow, when Tony Khan really doesn't let people out of their contracts and shouldn't probably, and neither should WWE, because the minute you start letting people out of their contracts, now you know that they can just jump ship whenever. Now, Vince McMahon, back in the day, do you guys remember this? Vince McMahon back in the day would let people out of their contracts. If a guy went to Vince and said, I don't want to be here anymore, Vince, please rip up my contract. I don't like it here. Vince McMahon would do that a lot of times, especially if he had any kind of respect for you. He'd be like, you really don't want to be here? All right. He would let people go. I mean, he's done it. Not recently. The company works differently now, but I mean, back in the day, Vince would be like, you know what? If you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. Fine, go wherever. And maybe Tony Khan's in that mode right now, but Tony Khan made a calculated, unless Tony Khan told somebody close to him and they're the leaker, then this seems like a calculated smear campaign on Aleister Black. Because they're thinking, oh, Aleister Black, you think you're going to use depression and anxiety and emotional distress? You're going to use that to try to get me to rip up your contract so that you can really just in 2 months suddenly feel better and be in the WWE? Well, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody then that you have some kind of emotional sickness and all these other things. And then in 2 months or 3 months or whatever it is, when you pop up in WWE seemingly just fine, everybody will know that you just that you just made it up, or that you lied, or that you're kind of a weirdo. And that's why Aleister Black the other day cut an angry promo at an independent not angry, but cut a promo at an independent wrestling show and said, "I'm not happy that these things came out in my personal conversation with Tony Khan." So, dude, that's some pretty crazy stuff when you think about it. Yes, you can donate to the stream. Here's the dono link. Thank you, guys. Super chat down below should work, so you should see a super chat down below if you want a super chat. If you can't super chat, you can use the Streamlabs link that I just put up in the chat right there. Donation amounts are listed down below in the description box, and of course, there is a new $9.99 Scissor Me Daddy donation. Check that out as well. Speaking of that, though, let's go ahead and get into any alerts or donos that might be popping up on the screen right now. But yeah, that's crazy, man. To me, the Tony Khan leaked out, or somebody leaked out that Tony Khan told the reason Aleister Black is gone. And Survivor Series has announced WarGames in Boston, Mass. for the pay-per-view. Should I go? 25 minutes away. WarGames at Survivor Series. Great move by Triple H. We're going to talk about why Triple H made the move to Saudi Arabia, Logan Paul, and WWE Survivor Series WarGames. And some people calling Triple H like an idiot or something for Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. Like fucking Mustang Man and other people like that. Oh, Triple H's big blunder and stuff like that. It's like, you're a fucking idiot. First of all, these people sucked Triple H's dick. These people sucked Triple H's dick when Monday Night Raw has been shitty recently a couple times, and they're like, oh, Triple H is a god. You're an idiot. You know, Raw was not that much, has not been that much better. And they've been like, oh, he's a god. It's amazing now. Oh, but Logan Paul's a bad idea versus Roman Reigns. What? Triple H is doing everything right as far as this. No, okay, he's not doing everything right. Triple H is doing, I believe, the right thing here because he's kind of hitting on all bases, I think. But let's go to the alerts.
You raised a piece of shit.
You raised a piece of shit. Aru Shin-Chu became a member. Once again, baby. Aru Shin-Chu in the house. 26 months in a row as a JCS member. Man, Aru Shin-Chu is an OG of this channel. And now he's been a member for 26 months in a row. Over 2 years straight since the memberships began on my channel. Aru Shin-Chu has remained a member. I do think Tony Khan leaked it to make himself look a little bit better because Tony Khan, here's what Tony Khan didn't want to do. Tony Khan didn't want to feel the pressure of like, hey, where's Malachi Black? Hey, where's Malachi Black? Hey, listen, he's got some emotional things are going on, anxiety, he doesn't feel good, he needs to take time off, so we let him out of his contract. So I don't know if Tony Khan really leaked it on purpose to sort of say like, oh, this guy's a scumbag. You know, he's going to go to WWE, and I want everybody to know this is what he told me. But I think he leaked it more so by accident, sort of, but also just sort of to say, hey, it's not me. I like Malachi Black. I signed him. He wants out of his contract because he's got depression and anxiety and personal problems. So it's not me. I want the guy. Don't come at me. I like the guy. It's him. So Malachi Black is not happy about that regardless. So regardless of whether you think Tony Khan leaked that just to sort of say like, hey, man, like he wanted out, not me. But he could have said that without saying all the personal stuff. Tony Khan could have just said, listen, Malachi Black requested his release, and I granted it. He told me why he needed to go, and I said, okay. And I let him go. When he fixes all his issues and stuff, he might be back. That's what you could have said. That's what you could have leaked. But Tony Khan didn't do that. Specific details were leaked. Anxiety, depression, problems, blah, blah, blah. And Malachi Black came out the other day and said he never put that out there, nor did he tell anyone except Tony Khan when he had a meeting with him that was supposed to be private. So Malachi Black believes Tony Khan told people, and that's why it's out there. So there you go. Malachi Black believes Tony Khan is a leaking liar. He also mentioned how he wasn't used the way he thought he would be used. So he said Tony Khan said certain things to him, and that's not what happened, blah, blah, blah. So Malachi Black says Tony Khan is a liar and a leaker, but Tony Khan let him out of his contract. I mean, that's pretty honorable by Tony Khan to let him out of his contract. If that's what happened. That's a nice thing from Tony Khan. He didn't need to do it. And if you see Malachi Black in the WWE in the next 3 months, can you imagine if you see him tomorrow? I think that will seal the deal. I think if Malachi Black goes back to WWE in the next 3 months, I don't know if there'll be as much of a problem. In the next 3 to 6 months, I don't think there'll be as much of a problem. Tony Khan may still let people out of their contracts in the future. But I think if Malachi Black were to show up on Raw like tonight, that would be like, whoa, I'm never letting anyone out of their contract again, But also it would make Malachi Black a liar, because Malachi Black says he has emotional depression and anxiety and all these things, but now suddenly, oh my God, I'm Malachi Black and I'm back on Raw. I'm in the WWE. So for that reason, that's why I think Malachi Black is angry. He's either angry because of the professional consequences or the personal consequences, or maybe Malachi Black is 100% telling all the truth. And it's just unfortunate that somebody leaked it out, and he's not happy with that, but he did get released, luckily for him, and he really is going to take 6 months off or more because he's got problems. And it has nothing to do with going back to WWE, and maybe he'll come back to AEW. So I don't know that. We don't know that. I'm speculating here, no doubt. But, I mean, when you put the puzzle pieces together, you start to, formulate this pretty logical idea.
New subscriber.
We got a new sub. Sapphire Gates Gaming. Thank you for subbing to the channel, man. We have a brand new subscriber, Sapphire Gates Gaming. Thank you so much, man. Cheers to you. And when you think
do
of
a little
me,
basketball dance off the concrete.
Bisharo.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Who in the world called me cheap in the donation yesterday, and who donated that, Joe? The reason I am cheap because why would I spend so much money on donations when I could have done something else with that money than more than $20 for a donation?
Bisharo, thank you. Well, I don't know, man. You need to fund. I mean, look at. Whoa! Oh my God!
The spot all day. I want you to jam it in. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole. Whoa, it's in
Holy
your
shit,
bunghole.
Jack. All the way from the UK, it's Jack.
Alright, Joe, how's it going? Hope you and the family are all well. Been an emotional day here in the UK with the Queen's funeral. Did you watch any of it?
Yes.
You're up there with the best wrestling YouTube channel, always keeping it real and brilliant entertainment.
Man, Jack, thank you so much, dude. Holy crap, bro. That's a day's pay right there. Jack has dropped a day's pay on my ass. $124.98. What a interesting amount. I think that's because it converts from the from pounds, Jack, thank you so much, bro. Yes, my wife is upstairs. Leah, you down here? Did you watch the whole funeral? Oh, she skipped through the Jesus stuff, she says. No, she did. I watched a little bit of it, and she watched a lot of it, from what I understand. So, yeah, we were looking at... I was watching it upstairs with her earlier a little bit, and she watched the whole thing, though. So my wife watched the whole thing. Oh, yeah. She goes, she skipped through all the church part because you've seen one, you've seen them all. But she did watch the sort of procession stuff and whatever. I saw a lot of red today. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I'm not familiar with that, but there was a lot of red. I noticed that. But yeah, no, I watched a little bit of it earlier. I probably watched about 10 minutes, really. You know, I mean, I've seen people. I don't watch a lot of funeral stuff, no matter who it is. You know, I mean, I was at my father's funeral when I was 8. You know, and my dog just died, and so watching somebody I'd never met's funeral, like, it doesn't intrigue me that much because it's just sad and whatever. But it is crazy, and it's been a long time. I mean, we spent our whole lives hearing about the Queen and things like that, and I remember always thinking, like, she's gonna pass away at some point, you know, and it's not till 2022 that it happens. But yeah, my wife watched a lot of it. I really didn't. I watched about 10 minutes or so upstairs. But yeah, my mother's been talking about it with me for, like, since she died. My mother brings it up every time. So yeah, everybody here is fixated on it, no doubt about it. I think the only thing that's taken some people away from it is football and jerking off, to be honest. Yeah, no one does pomp and circumstance like the UK. Well, that's what it is, man. That's what a lot of people are. People in America love talking about the royal family, and they are obsessed with that. Except for the people in America that say she's a colonizer, and want, you know. So you got that going on too. You have the people fighting about, you know, whatever. Like, okay. Do you think she's playing chess with Betty White? Jerry and Jenny C. How you doing, Jerry and Jenny? Yeah, I would love to, and she didn't Betty White beat her, right? Wasn't Betty White was a little bit older, right? Imagine if we I wonder what Betty White. I was thinking about this the other day. It's too bad, like, they both didn't make 100. Make them both 100, you know? Speaking of 100, here's the $25 patron producers of the show, and then we're going to get into the Survivor Series stuff. Oh, my God, Mr. Pico Boulevard dropping a Johnny Rotten. Oh, man. Always watch the Jesus part, says Mustafa. Jimmy Meadow, I don't think you're blocked, bro. I don't know why you thought you were blocked, but you're not. Mustafa with the bombs. Yo, what's up, Matt Rossmeyer? How you doing, man? He's at work. I'm going to work soon, too. I have to go to work soon, too. I'll make the same amount of money that I just made in that donation by Jack at my job. So thank you for the day's pay. You gave me a bonus day's pay, Jack. Thank you so much for that donation. Most likely scissoring. That's right. Betty White and the Queen right now are scissoring in heaven. You know? They're scissoring in heaven. Speaking of heaven, there's a brand new $9.99 Scissor Me Daddy donation. By the way, in 32 and work a full-time job and Saturday, money is good. Nice, Jack. I'm glad you have good money because that would scare me otherwise. You must not have kids either, maybe. Sometimes people that don't have kids are like, I know a guy who has 3 cars, has a house, and all this great stuff, and he makes like $85,000 a year, but he has no girl and no kids. So he's like rich because he's like, dude, I spend $40,000 a year on stuff. He goes, but I save about $40,000 a year. And the guy's been doing this for 8 years. And he goes, I was working so hard, I didn't even get a girlfriend and never get a wife. And all my friends are married now. And now he's 33. And he's like, I think I'm going to start looking for a girl. I'm like, well, dude, you ain't going to have a problem looking for a girl. You're saving $40K a year right now. You got $700,000 in the bank, I think he said he has. Something like that. The only thing is, I'm like, but when you get a girl and then you have a couple of kids, that $40,000 a year isn't going to be saved anymore. That's going to cost you. So you're going to save maybe $10K a year, but then you're going to start spending from that savings. So, but at least he's ahead of the game, you know what I mean? But goddamn, man. Yeah, I'm not ahead of the game at all. I was like, dude, I'll switch with you. You want to borrow Leah and I'll borrow $100K from you? How about that? I'm like, dude, let me borrow $100,000. You borrow my wife and kids for like 2 weeks. You live in my house, pretend you're me. we'll sign a contract. You can make out with her and everything. And, just see how that goes. And then you can even have my finances. And then you have to read all the bills and everything. And then you have to realize and then tell me what you think. But I get $100,000, just for that experience. I'm selling you an experience. Don't you know that? That's what I said to him. Joshua Thompson, what's up, man? How you doing, man? I enjoy being an uncle. I don't want kids. That's a great point, Jack. There was a time when, for a second, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have kids. But I always knew I was going to have kids because I love kids. I love dogs and animals and kids, and I don't know, I just can't. It's a selfish thing because ideally I probably shouldn't have kids because I'm a goddamn moron who can barely take care of myself. So I probably should have never had kids because I'm an idiot. But, here we are. The IRS may kill me, but we'll see what happens. I'm about to pay them a huge chunk of shit. Jerry and Jenny says, I have 21, 16, and 12, and a 3-month-old. Whoa! I get the 21, the 16, and the 12-year-old. But then a 3-month-old? Holy shit. That will be such an interesting experience to raise the 3-month-old pretty much almost like on its own for its entire life. You'll get to kind of raise that kid almost like it's an only child because the other kids will be so much older. They'll be like, that's crazy. Ray Rock is in the house. Deal Joe. Okay, Jack, you come live here. You can come hang out with my wife and everything. Cronin is a cup half empty kind of guy. I am kind of a cup half empty kind of guy. But no, man. I always wanted a big family because, you know what I mean? I think it was once when I was 8 years old, once my family was a bit destroyed, right? Because when my father died, my family was kind of destroyed, Like, I had a very good, happy family life, and my father made good money. But when my mother started dating that psychopath, drunken idiot, my life was nuts. And I really, really learned to appreciate what I had before. You really don't appreciate a good person until you see a terrible person. You know what I mean? And my mother's boyfriend was an awful person. Damaged psychopath. And my father was such a calm, funny, smart, geeky guy. Like, sweetheart of a guy. So once you see someone so destroyed like that afterwards, you're like, wow. So I always wanted to have a family. So yeah, so it's like I will suffer the financial burden to experience the family atmosphere. But there's some people out there that they're happy with being on their own and having a good time and living life comfortably the way they want. And they can get the bonus of visiting their brother and sister who have kids or friends who have kids. And they like to babysit once in a while or do the uncle thing where it's like it's fun to go in and be like, hey, you guys are stressed out. All these things are going on. Let Uncle Jack take the kids for a weekend and I'll spoil the hell out of them. And let me buy you guys something cool and everything. So that is very rewarding when you get to do that. You get to kind of help other people and brighten other people's lives up. But meanwhile, you're having a great life yourself because you're relaxed and you're doing what you want to do. And you don't want the stresses of committing to that sort of thing, for the rest of your life. So you made the responsible choice of, no, I'll do me because that's how I am. But I can come in and see people's kids when I want and go home when I want. So many people are like that too. And that's a responsible thing when that's the way you feel. And then you got to work at trying to find whether it's a guy or a girl, whatever you're dating, that's going to accept that. They're like, hey, honey, I don't want to have kids, So that eliminates like 90% of the women or whatever right there. Or men, whatever. And so, the dating game becomes a little tighter because then you always got to get to that conversation of, I don't want to, it's almost like you can't just start a date with, hey, honey, just so you know, we may not even hit it off, but if we do, I don't want kids. You can't really do that. So it's almost like you gotta state it on the dating app. You gotta state it around, or you just gotta date someone, and then after like the third date or fourth date, you gotta kind of say like, maybe say that, or eventually it comes up, and it's like, oh no, I've got to have that conversation because 90% of the women want to become my girlfriend, and then they want the next thing, and then the next thing, and you got to be like, you almost got to like see if you hit it off, see if you like them, see if they like you, and then almost right away start to be like, you don't know. I don't know. That's actually, you guys would know that more than me. I have no experience with that, but I just know that almost right away you got to be like, oh, guess what? I'm not planning on having kids and shit. Anyway, getting off on a tangent here. Thank you to Jack for dropping $100 or 100 pounds from the UK that translated to 124. Pretty awesome, man. Thank you so much, Jack. That was very nice of you, dude. I'm probably the opposite. I like needed to be in some kind of unit, But it is stressful, man. There are some times where I'm like, man, my life insurance is worth about a couple of $100,000. And I know it's dark and it's terrible, but there are some times where it's like, man, I could just drive off this bridge. You know what I mean? And then the family would get all this money and take care of all the debt. But the problem is I wouldn't be around anymore, so I'm kind of just frozen like in this position. But financially and mathematically, it's like, oh, could drive into a bridge. That would solve, and then they would be all set. Maybe $500,000. I don't know what I think it's $500,000. So I don't know. Yeah, so I can be a bit dark. But Triple H Survivor Series. Great idea by Triple H. So you go to Crown Jewel, and you know that most of the smart fans and some of the smart fans and people like that don't really like the Crown Jewel event. They're not a fan of it. But many of the casual fans, like the Crown Jewel event. And certainly the people over there in Saudi Arabia love the Crown Jewel event. So, you know that Crown Jewel is kind of like scoffed at by the AEW and NXT portion of your audience. So what can you do? Well, use the event for a media blitz. So you have Logan Paul go against Roman Reigns. Some people have called Triple H, oh, it's his biggest mistake, or it's ridiculous, or this is Triple H's dumbest move. What do you mean? Who is going to face Roman Reigns? Drew McIntyre already did the biggest thing they could do in Cardiff. Logan Paul is an international superstar. So, bro, this is a great idea to me. Do I really care for it? Not really. But business-wise, I think it's a great idea. I love this idea. It's going to get eyes on the product, maybe more. It's going to be a big thing, hopefully. And that's really about it. This is the hope that it creates buzz with Logan Paul's people, and Jake Paul uses it as well, and they're all using it. So who cares? Crown Jewel sucks anyway. Maybe Logan Paul will be awesome in the ring, and he'll and we'll see something kind of cool. Maybe not. So whatever. Crown Jewel isn't really for me anyway. I don't care that much for it anyhow. So maybe this will be interesting. I don't care that much. Not a big deal. I think it's fine. I would have done it too if I was Triple H. If you put me in Triple H's position and you say, well, Joe, you come up with a better person to face Roman at Crown Jewel, and I'd say, well, I don't want Goldberg. I don't want Brock again. I don't need McIntyre again. All right. Well, let's go with Logan Paul. Now, maybe I would have made Logan Paul the referee. Maybe that would have been a better idea. Logan Paul, the special guest referee. But it's not as impactful. So, or maybe I would have had a bonesaw match, too. Have the Saudi Prince come out and cut somebody up. But no, I would say I would go Logan. I think Triple H made a great call. So, and now you get to, well, here's another call by Triple H. WarGames is coming to Survivor Series. So beautiful. That's great too. So now Triple H, in an American top 4 original pay-per-view of WWE, Survivor Series. Triple H has now announced WarGames, a women's and men's WarGames match at Survivor Series. That's golden. That's a damn good idea. That's going to make all the casuals happy. That's going to make everybody happy. That's going to make the AEW Smart NXT crowd happy. So there you go. Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia. That's for the world audience, the casual audience, and the internet and all the casuals out there. And now Survivor Series is for everybody, and especially you guys. So the fact that people are criticizing Triple H about this, I disagree. I think Triple H is spreading himself wide, which is a great idea. He's not putting all his eggs in one basket. Triple H isn't just saying, oh, Smart Wrestling, WarGames, and all the NXT people, and it's Survivor Series. No, Triple H is saying, yeah, we're going to do that, but we're also going to bring in a celebrity like Logan Paul, and we're going to go old school WWE celebrity for the casuals and make a lot of money in Saudi Arabia. So I think all of this adds up to being a win. So the people that disagree, that are saying that that's not true, or that Triple H sucks, these type of things, I don't know, man. I think he made the right call. And hell, I might even go to Survivor Series now. Maybe. Probably not, because the tickets are too expensive. But this would make me think about driving to Boston. WarGames, I can go see it. So I went from absolutely not going to Survivor Series unless Road Dogg is working at WWE again, and Road Dogg, you want to send me free tickets again. Unless you guys want to give me tickets, WWE, for the front row. Or somewhere. I'll show up at WarGames. I'll show up at Survivor Series. But now that it's WarGames Survivor Series, that's the first time that in my head I thought, ooh, if I had a chance to go to that, I might go to that. Although I might not, because my job is to cover it here, and if I go to it, I'll lose out on subscribers, views, stream, money. Although I could have Leah start the stream like I used to before, or maybe I'll have somebody cover it. I don't know. But anyway, the point of the matter is that doesn't matter whether I go or don't go. It doesn't matter. The point is, before I said absolutely no, I am not going to Survivor Series. I wouldn't go. I know it's in Boston. I know it's one of the top 4 pay-per-views, the original 4, but I would have gone to SummerSlam, but not Survivor Series. But now that it's WarGames, well, now you've changed my mind a bit. So that's a great call. So that tells me that's a win for Triple H. When you can make 38-year-old Joe Cronin, who's jaded on wrestling, been watching since WrestleMania 5, you can make me want to go, you accomplish something. And then you also are trying to make all these teeny boppers and stuff of Logan Paul. Maybe try to tune in to Crown Jewel on Peacock. See what Logan Paul wrestling the world champion of WWE. Maybe even some other people tuning in to watch who don't usually watch. You're like, I want to see what this guy's going to wrestle. I want to see it. Now, there may be a lot of people that are unaware that the guy wrestled before in WWE. It may be the idea that he's wrestling a champion for a championship that finally makes them go, wait, he's wrestling the WWE's champion? I heard he was wrestling, but I haven't seen it really. I don't know what's going on. But, he's wrestling Roman Reigns as the champion? Oh, Roman Reigns is like the cousin of The Rock or something? What? Maybe I'll watch that. Well, how stupid that. Let me go watch that. Even if they think it's stupid, they might tune in to see, that seems ridiculous. So, dude, I think this is a win all around for Triple H. Absolutely. And by the way, we have to put Jack up on the board because he did drop $100 UK, which converted to $124 in American dollars. So I'm going to give him the 124 because that's what it translated to. Pounds to American dollars. That's pretty awesome. Jack, thank you so much, Jack. Man, that's crazy, man. That's a day's pay for like an hour stream. That's very nice of you. Shit, bro. And speaking of being very nice, shout out to these $25 producers. And also, we got to add Triple M on this list. Triple M just became a $25 producer. So I'm just adding him on the list there. Thank you to all the $25 producers. We'll shout them out in a few minutes here. Let me go back to the donations and see what you guys are saying. We get some more wrestling news coming up in a second.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
Pasharo.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Imagine being called cheap when I am smart with my money than spending $20 or more when they could have used all that money to buy food or pay bills. Ain't nothing wrong with being cheap. I am at least saving my money than giving all of it away like that.
Well, here's the thing, Pasharo. You know, you're donating what you have. You know what I mean? I don't think you should really let it bother you, bro. I mean, a lot of people can't donate $1. Do you know what I mean? You know, if that's what if you look at your budget and you say, listen, I can afford to send Joe $1 every stream or every couple streams, a couple of times, then yeah, you're smart, bro, that you're donating what you think you can budget. Hey, I can have some fun with a couple of dollars a day and donate to Joe. And by the way, that adds up to like $30 or $40 a month. You know, so the people that are bashing you, you know, don't worry about that, dude. I know sometimes the things you say piss everybody off, even me, but, you know, who cares about, you know, you're doing something, which is nice of you, bro. It's nice that you even send that. You know, it adds up to $2, $3, $4, $5 a stream just from you alone. No, that's really cool, bro. And yeah, if you don't have any extra money, I mean, what are you going to put yourself in homeless to try to support me, who I'm almost homeless? I mean, that would be dumb. That'd be like me not doing my taxes right for 5 years. I'm the dumb one. But no, thank you, man. You're always appreciated, bro. There's a reason why the dollar plays, you know? It all adds up. So, good job, SITH. You're right. Make it 125. Make it so. Make it so, Commander. I was watching Star Trek Generations earlier. I remember when I found out that Ian McDowell or Malcolm McDowell was in Clockwork Orange, and I didn't even know that. It was like 1998 or 99 when I realized it. And I went, holy shit, that's a guy from Clockwork Orange. And I never knew that he was the guy in Star Trek Generations. I remember when I figured that out, like my head blew up. Exactly, Mr. Pico. There were a lot of people that can't support the stream, so it's very nice of you to drop any amount of money, dude. And people that are patrons, there's people that are $1, $2, $3 patrons a month, so and a lot of those people do it because they skip the they skip the ads. So they're like, here's the $3 you would have made off me in ads, but I got an ad blocker or whatever. So people are very nice. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. We're at 170 patrons, I believe. 170 patrons. You listen, man, you do the right thing for you. But if you are out there and you are rich, I'll suck you off for money.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
The
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
I'm drinking Fanta.
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Hey, Goon.
This PPV may break my mystique. I am very tempted to go to Survivor Series and watch this shit live.
Yeah, Goon. You might have to. And then I'll go. We can fight each other at the show. I mean, just for no reason. It'd be
You
funny.
raised a piece of shit.
Chase Weatherwalks, 12 months in a row as a member. Let's give it up for him in the chat. Everybody say Chase has a big one in the chat. He's also unlocked my wife's face. Leah's badge. You can see my wife's face right there. He has unlocked Leah's face. My wife. And who doesn't want to unlock my wife? Let's be honest. So thank you for unlocking Leah's puzzled face from when I called the sex line. And she was like, what the hell am I listening to? I believe that's what it's from. This. Remember when I called the sex line with her right next to me and she's like, what the hell is going on? My poor wife and her face when I called the sex line. Chase Weatherwalks, you've unlocked Leah's face. After 12 months. You probably unlocked it a few months ago, to be honest, but hey. Hey, that's back when I had all my hair still. Man, I don't have that hair anymore. What has happened to me? Did you see Cabana came out and made a comment about how his brother, who writes for Family Guy, I think he's the director of Family Guy, actually, but it's not the guy from the Orville, but he's a director on Family Guy, shares a bank account with their mom as well. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, geez, he threw his own brother under the bus. Yeah, so Cole Cabana, his mom, and his brother, who works on Family Guy, all share a bank account with their mother. I mean, listen, I like Punk that he's a psycho. I like that Punk's nuts. I'm nuts too. That's why I like Punk. I'm crazy as well. But, you know, I think Cabana obviously has fault here, a lot of fault as well. And I think these guys have joined up like the new clique. They're kind of bullies to some people. But I also think Punk is also like that too. He calls AJ Styles a racist. And I know that some people out there are like, hey, you can be a racist and have black friends. Not really. I don't really believe that. I think you can be a cocksucker, but you cannot be a full-on racist and have friends that are black. You can do racist things. You can say racist things and do racist things while not being a racist. So, I don't believe, I think Punk just shits on everybody and he don't care. That's what I think. I think he shits on people and he don't care. So, the truth is probably in the middle. Colt Cabana and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all these guys have bullied people. They've been fucking cowardice themselves. But they're also great at the same time. CM Punk is an in-your-face prick. He also doesn't mind calling it out and trying to keep it real. But he also will be a unforgiving pile of shit who's very selfish at times. So you add all these things up and pretty much all the truth is in the middle. So when CM Punk says you can be racist but you can have black friends, that's just bullshit to me. There is no way you actually have 5 or 7 black friends, but then you're actually a racist. But you can be racist. You can make racist or prejudiced. You can be prejudiced probably is more likely. Like, let's say AJ Styles starts a business. 2 guys apply, a white guy and a black guy. And AJ Styles decides, well, I'm not going to hire the black guy. For whatever reason, I'm more comfortable with the white guy. Is that racist? Could be. Certainly prejudiced in some way. If it's because of the race or the skin color without really a logical reason. But is the guy actually a full-blown racist?
New subscriber.
You fucking Mark!
Matt Galligan, thank you, Matt Galligan, for subbing to the channel. What's up? I knew a Matt Galligan back in the day. If a black guy didn't hire me and he said, I've always grown up with black workers in a black area. And, you're Mr. White guy, I don't really, I just don't vibe with you as much. I went with Jamal instead. I know that that's technically supposed to be like illegal or whatever, but I would be like, I understand that, man. I get that. That makes sense. But maybe in the future, if you ever have another opening, you give me a shot, man. Because I'd be a good worker for you. It doesn't matter what color my skin is. I could do the job, man. I think we get along. Maybe I'd open up your mind to, different people. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say like, oh, it's racism. I'd understand. I'm almost empathetic to his prejudice. But that's me. But what reason is CM Punk calling an AJ Styles a racist? Because he votes Republican? So you see, but there are a lot of people out there that say, oh yeah, you can definitely be a whatever. Well, okay, why? So I guess, I don't know, AJ Styles. So there's all these things with Punk that it's like the guy shits on everybody. Cole Cabana shares a bank account with his mother. What does that tell you? I don't know what it tells me. Do you guys know what it tells you? I don't know what it tells me. I don't know what it tells us. It tells us that they want their mother to be taken care of. Maybe they're making the money, so they want their mom to be taken care of. Maybe the mother has all the money. Maybe they have all the money. Maybe they all just decide we're all a family, so we'll all just share it. I don't know why they share a bank account with their mother. Maybe they have their own bank accounts on the side, but they also have a family bank account. Is there some egregious thing about having a bank account with your family? Have you ever borrowed money from your family before? That might be worse. I've borrowed money from my mother. I think that's worse than sharing a bank account with my mom. If I shared a bank account with my mom, at least she gets to dip into what I do too. I've actually asked my mother for money before. Back in, you know what I mean? Like, it's like my mother's given me money before. I'm a bigger scumbag than Colt Cabana then. So it's like, dude, what is it? What kind of gotcha moment is this? I don't know what that means. It's always a vague, like, accusation, like, well, he shares a bank account with his mother. You know what that means. What does that mean? Well, AJ Styles is a racist. He is? Well, that guy's a homophobe. You called the guy in the front row a homo. Is that being a homophobe? Some guy called someone the F word. Rhymes with bag. Somebody called someone the F word in the crowd. You called that guy a homophobe, but you called a guy a homo in the crowd. So are you a homophobe? What? Oh, are you just saying things to people hoping that they stick because you shit on them? But also, the Young Bucks and Omega and all the fucking being the elite guys are bullying the fuck out of people, playing fuck games. You talk about playing fuck games. The Young Bucks, the elite, are playing the fuck games. And CM Punk finally went off in public about it. These guys have been playing the fuck games since the goddamn beginning of this shit.
When you play your little fuck games.
That's what they've been doing, playing the fuck games.
When you play your little fuck games.
So I think everybody is somewhat at fault here, and I like everybody. I think Punk and the entire elite and Cabana and everybody have made some big mistakes. CM Punk included. But I like them all. I can criticize them heavily while enjoying them too, and like them all. That's me. I love these guys. They all entertain me. This is fun as hell. I've made huge mistakes myself. I would know. MJF is damn near dead. This fucking Stokely Hathaway thing. I have a big cut on my tongue, by the way, so if I'm pronouncing things weird or I sound like I have a bit of a lisp, it's because talking hurts. My tongue is cut. Stokely Hathaway, that promo was way too long. I said it the other night. It was weirdly long. It was bizarrely long. And then it was just, they looked stupid, kind of. And the more I think about it, the more I listen to other people talk about it, I said it that night. The minute I saw it, I said, that was crazy long. It was not the way it needed to be. I don't really buy it. It seemed beneath MJF. Even MJF didn't want to stand in the ring. He was like, fucking take it away, Stokely. I'm out of here. So MJF is cooling off because they're fucking him up. I mean, man, they have not capitalized on this drama. MJF has dropped a couple notches in excitement level because of what they've done. Malachi Black is afraid of his own reflection, so he's leaving the company, and he's mad that Tony Khan leaked out that fact, allegedly. But the ratings are up. But the ratings are up to 1.1 million. Go figure. I don't know. But AEW really has booking problems. AEW needs to create a format of like, we're gonna have one featured match of the night. We're gonna have a second big like match that nobody will expect, but it's supposed to be good, right? Then the rest of it is gonna be storyline progression type of matches. We're gonna have promos certain ways. We're gonna have backstage interviews, and we're gonna have packages, reminder packages about what's going on. We're gonna have promo packages if we need them. We're gonna have a format. Finally, have a goddamn format, and we're gonna have a rotation of wrestlers. That we know certain guys are in the weekly rotation at this time. And then we're going to have a couple people who are just in there. It's like, remember, they're here type of thing. But right now, it just seems to be all over the place. Things start, stop, people go missing, they show back up again. They're not there for a long time. You're supposed to know that, though. It's like, wow. Bro, they're all over the place with something.
Basketball dance off the concrete.
Whoa!
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Minnesota.
Joe Cronin. You fucking sucking Bostonian bitch boy.
Oh.
You're causing chaos in the IRS community. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Always playing your little poor games.
Minnesota Sparkling Can. What the What the hell? Minnesota Sparkling Can. That's right. I'm always playing my fuck games. That's a funny name. That's a pretty funny name, bro.
When you play your little fuck games.
They certainly laugh at your misfortunes, fuckers.
You fucking stupid fucker!
you gotta send me that.
Isn't that shit great? Like, that is... Oh.
You fucking stupid fucker! When you play your little fuck games.
I hope Silvero falls down a flight of stairs. Shout out to the $25 producers. Todd Fair, Red Poison, Brian Jardine, Alan Stober, Snarkbait, Colonel Stutters, Dion Edwards, Jake Leonard, Cold Brew Crew, Stevie O, the man that had his birthday the other day and dropped a $500 bomb on the show, and that man is SITH NEGAN, V-Man, Nikki J, the Weed God, Drew Bar 100, CJ Rella, Matt Rossmeyer, Alex O'Donnell, Kal Bama, JD Venom, and now Triple M, all $25 producers on Patreon with the producer's credit. And you should get the gold bar on Discord for yourself. Or actually the teal bar. I'm sorry, you get the teal color on Discord. MJF is still pretty good, though, says Brian. I agree, Brian. Listen, MJF is still great. I like MJF, but they've cooled him down a little bit. And that's their own doing. He could have been blowing up to the skies and bashing through the huge glass ceiling. But, AEW, I think, is kind of dropping the ball a bit with him. Did you actually lose your hair, Joe, says Echo. Yeah, man, I've been losing it for like 7 years, but good Lord, it's really almost gone. Now, this whole area here is just gone. You know? I look like Howard Finkel almost. About to come down the aisle. Chase Weatherwalk says, I think Cabana thing is so they can keep their mom safe and secure. Punk has a ton of faults, but I do love how he doesn't hold back. That's what I agree with. Even if Punk is wrong, I love how Punk doesn't hold back. And, you know, what if Cabana said to him in person, he was like, listen, man, this is why I have a bank account with my mom. You know, maybe Punk would be like, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry I said that, you know. But I don't know. Mr. Pico Boulevard in the chat, he's a member. He says, how long do you have to be a member to unlock your PP, says Mr. Pico. Well, you got to be for a long time. It's a secret. The Grid 414 says, I'm still on Tommy's face, says Grid. Yeah, thank you. It's great to see them, though, in the chat. I will say that. Did you see Omega did a Capcom special this weekend? He had a giant bite mark on his arm still. Yeah, I've heard about this. Kenny Omega has a bite mark on his arm. Let's see if we can find it. It's kind of crazy. You know, I'm surprised I don't see a picture of it because I can find the articles about it and I can find all the things about it. But I don't see the bite mark. I mean, I would think it would be all over Google by now. You know? Oh, here it is. I found it. Dude's got a fucking bite mark on his arm. Dude, Ace Steel bit his arm and he's got a bite mark. If that's we don't know if this isn't a bruise from something else, but people really think that this is the bite mark. We don't know though. This could be from anything. But that's definitely a mark. Yeah, that's definitely a mark. And I don't mean a wrestling mark. See how it darkens right there? I mean, there's a big issue right there. So there you go. Some kind of bite mark, it looks like, allegedly, on Kenny Omega. Dude, I can't believe Ace Steel, man. Imagine Ace Steel just biting into Kenny Omega's arm like a... Dude, Ace Steel is a psycho. I love it. Dude, they should have a dog collar match because of this. Ace Steel and Kenny Omega in a dog collar match. Or Ace Steel and Kenny Omega in like a bite match. Or a first blood biting match. No one's ever done that. The first guy that bites the other guy to draw blood wins. Wouldn't that be something? Ace Steel and Kenny Omega in a match where their mouths are chained shut through an apparatus. Their faces are chained shut, and the goal of the match is to make the other guy bleed by biting him. But in order to unlock the mask that's covering up your mouth, you have to climb to the top of a ladder and retrieve the key hanging from above. So the first guy that gets to retrieve the key, you know what I mean, gets to unlock his mask. Or there could be several keys hanging. That way the other guy could get his too. So you hang like 30 keys from the top of the ceiling. And, you know, as soon as the guy goes up there and he gets in, he unlocks his mask and throws the mask off. Then he starts trying to rip down all the other keys and throw them out into the crowd and throw them away. And the crowd's throwing them back, and there's still some up there. And the guy knocks the ladder down, and then he unlocks it. So at the 10-minute mark, both guys have the masks off. And now they're like, ha. Like, bro, you would not miss that. That's fucking stupid and weird, and that is bizarre, but you know what? Dude, you would not miss that match. 10 minutes with the helmets on, trying to get the ladder to get the keys, and then 10 minutes of trying to bite each other, and then eventually somebody landing a move where they knock the other guy out, fucked up, and you vampire them after that. Bro. You don't need to call the spots. I wrestled all my friends, and we never called a fucking spot. I rarely ever called a spot when I wrestled in the backyard or when I wrestled. You know what I mean? I'd be like, at the end, we're going to do this, and then at this point, we'll do that, and everything else will just do whatever. I didn't call a lot of spots when I wrestled. You can wrestle 15 minutes without calling a fucking thing. At least I can. I don't know about other people, but so Kenny is definitely a mark, and he has a mark now. So how about that? Anyway, we've been live for over an hour. I was only supposed to be live for about an hour to 45 minutes to an hour, and I've been live for longer than that. So guys, 5 more minutes. I'm going to stay for 5 more minutes. If you have wrestling news, topics, things you want to say, drop it in the chat or super chat it or donate it or just say it in the chat and I'll try to see it. Young Bucks break their silence on the suspension. They changed their Twitter bio to not sure on their suspension. So we don't know. Since the infamous incident at All Out, the Bucks and the Being the Elite crew have also stopped producing episodes of the popular YouTube show. While there's no word yet on AEW's plans and the suspensions, Omega did represent the company as part of a video game panel for Capcom at the Tokyo Game Show over the weekend. In his first public appearance since All Out, Omega was spotted with bite marks on his left forearm, allegedly inflicted by Ace Steel during the backstage melee. As reported by Fightful, Steel allegedly bit Omega. I just can't believe that this is real, bro. Oh, my God. Trish Stratus went to the ER the other day. She felt something really bad in her stomach, and she says she has a high pain tolerance, but she felt really bad, and she was like, all right, I think something's up. So she drove herself to the ER, Trish Stratus did, and found out her appendix was bursting. And they got it out of her in time, man. She could have been hurt. So she could have died. So good on Trish Stratus for getting herself to the ER. And they saved her, got rid of her appendix. And she could be doing some work coming up, but I don't know how long you're out with that type of injury. I don't think it's too long. I think it's like 2 to 4 weeks or something. I don't know. But, yeah, so Trish Stratus goes to the ER. And it was her appendix was about to burst. So hey, Charles Robinson got waffled at a main event the other day. Let's see it. Oh, yeah, he got waffled. Drew McIntyre's leg took out Charles Robinson again at a live event the other day. You would think Drew McIntyre, if I was Drew McIntyre, I'd be like, dude, I don't want this guy to be my referee anymore. Can you not have him be the referee anymore? I lose every time, and every time he gets knocked out, nobody wants to see this. This guy get knocked out every time. We already talked about Malachi Black. We talked about so much in this video, man. Just go back and watch from the beginning if you missed it. There's a lot to be heard. Oh, The Undertaker has a new custom gym. I'm not really interested in looking at that. I mean, if I could go look at it in real life, I would be. And, I don't know, man. Skimming the news.
You donated
That's about it.
50
Whoa!
bucks. I'm going to take my dick out because you donated 50 bucks.
Aru!
You donated 50 bucks, motherfucker, boy. I'm a rich motherfucker.
Imagine if Kenny had a bite mark on his dick. What would we all say then?
Oh, my God. Aru Shinchu. Thank you, Aru. Oh, man. Imagine if Kenny Omega had a bite mark on his dick. He'd be the best bite machine. Oh, man. He bit my dick, Kenny Omega said. Aru Shinchu! He bit my penis off. He bit my cock right off. A steel bit my cock. A steel just bit my cock. I'm gonna bite your cock. ready for this? Are you ready for...
Are you ready for this?
I'm gonna bite your cock, Kenny Omega. It's me, Ace fucking Steel, and I'm a friggin' maniac. I hear the penis cry. I wanna bite its thigh. Open your legs and I will climb. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for that? I'm gonna bite your cock under the morning block. I'm gonna not fucking stop. Are you ready to bite? Are you ready to bite? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to bite? I'm gonna bite. Are you ready to bite? Yeah, it's pretty funny, bro. This guy straight up bit the dude, like in the arm. And you bit the sweetest one of all of them, too. Right? Kenny Omega, the guy that just wanted to save a dog. That's all Kenny Omega wanted to do, is save a fucking dog. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, that will be that will be Ace Steel's press conference. That's pretty goddamn funny, Arushin Chu. What up, Aru? Devious Dave Rose in the chat. Jag the Panzer. Sith Negan. All we're missing is Bullseye. And Devious Dave Rose has successfully brought back several people. That was a beautiful song. Thank you very much, sir. All right, Arushin Chu dropping $50, man. Thank you, Aru. That's pretty goddamn funny, too, by the way. Bite This returns, says Peter F. and Gilmore. Yeah, Bite This. Coming back with Vince Russo and Kenny Omega's arm. Mikkel just sent me a message. What did he say? Mikkel said, let's see what he said. No, I'm inside of my mother.
Oh, come on. Dude, don't send me these messages, bro. Don't send me these fucking messages, dude. This is weird.
No, fuck you, dumb. Fuck AEW.
All right, okay. All right, thanks, Mikkel. Great. Great. Thanks. Glad I listened to that. It's great, bro. Come on, dude. I am happy about Survivor Series, like I said. I think it's a good call by Triple H.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
You know.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
Bagoon!
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Kenny Omega was trying to save a dog. But the news has barely covered that it was actually Riho who was the one being protected in this incident.
Oh, my God. What the hell? Riho? Oh. That's just... Ugh. Oh, wait, there she goes. There goes Riho right now. This is terrible. So maybe she'll be the next one to ask for her release. Maybe she'll ask for her release from AEW so she can go to WWE. I can't believe AEW drew over 1 million last week, says Derek Hantz. Yeah, I mean, it really is weird, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not that happy. I think they cooled MJF down a little bit. I don't think that they realize it. He's still awesome. It's like you're never going to kill MJF because he's so good. But, you know, MJF's presence this last week was like a 7.5 out of 10. You know, which is really good compared to almost everybody else, but still not. MJF can be a 9 or an 8 on most times. And the Stokely Hathaway stuff was awful, I think. I didn't like it that night, and I called out the problems I thought that I had with it. But I've just grown to think that's even worse, and it's bad. And the guy talked forever. I mentioned that Wednesday, and MJF doesn't even want anything to do with them, like, because they're just fucking terrible. I mean, good Lord, bro. Good fucking Lord. And good riddance. But I just did not like it.
Crying face.
A year ago this week, Jake DeMarco officially left the show, crying face. Alex Oli, how you doing, man? Alex Oli getting the Joe Cronin Show sign on AEW TV the other night. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, it's hard to think that it's been a year without Jake now. It's been 1 year without Jake. That is crazy to think about. I have no idea what you sent me, Sith, but that's weird. What the fuck is that, dude? I got your message, Seth. I don't know what that is, but it's funny. What's up? What's up, King Rail? How you doing, man? He's 100% WWE bound. Yeah, you know, I talked about it earlier in this video. Malachi Black has come out at an indie event and been angry that Tony Khan allegedly leaked out the private conversation that he had with Tony Khan. And I basically said, of course he's mad. He went to Tony Khan to tell Tony Khan a sob story so he could get out of his contract so he could then sign with WWE. But now Tony Khan has told everybody his sob story. So now if he goes to WWE soon, he looks like a shithead. So he is angry that Tony Khan or somebody that Tony Khan told leaked this out. And Malachi Black has said that it's Tony Khan's fault. Tony Khan is a liar and a leaker. That's basically what Malachi Black has said. And Malachi Black wants to go to AEW. I mean, WWE, rather. Malachi Black wants to go to WWE. It's got to be. It's just got to be. And this is the way to do it. And I mentioned this earlier. It's got to be. Look at Malachi Black with that towel on his head. I mean, he wants to go back to the place where Triple H books him well. Vince McMahon dropped the ball. Tony Khan dropped the ball. Not as bad as Vince, but he dropped the ball. Triple H, like he knows how to make him rise up with the casket, CFO music. He knows an entrance. He knows what he's got. Tony Khan just says, go out there and be the black of house of whatever. I don't know. Vince McMahon was like, I don't know what to do with this guy. Go out there sometimes. I don't know what to do with you. But Triple H knows what to do with him. Malachi Black wants to go where everybody knows your name. He wants to go where everyone knows his name. To Cheers. Because now Triple H knows what to do with him. Malachi Black, Tony Khan, they need to work it out by sleeping together, I believe. They can work it out by sleeping together. Anyway, I got to run off the air, man. I stayed on another 10 minutes. I got to figure out some things that are going on. Let me see if there's anything else I can see in the chat really quickly before we get out of here. Janelle Banks. There goes your credibility, Black. Well, see, that's why Black is angry. Otherwise, maybe Malachi Black is actually just upset that Tony Khan leaked out that he had emotional problems and anxiety. But is it pessimistic? I'm being dark about this. I don't know what to call it, but there's a word I can't think of, but I'm seeing the negativity here. I don't think, by the way, hit the like button. We're almost at 100. I don't think that Malachi Black is angry that Tony Khan leaked out his personal stuff because he really didn't want that out there. I think he's mad about it because he sort of exaggerated it to get out of his contract. And now the people are all going to know this. So if he had a plan to come back to WWE in the next few days or few months, now he might be like, listen, Triple H, I can't come back in like a week like we talked about, or I can't come back at Survivor or whatever it is, because I'll look ridiculous. So maybe he's upset about that. I don't know. I am just speculating, and I feel like this all makes sense. Either way, what we do know is true is that Malachi Black claims to have had a private conversation with Tony Khan, which got him out of his contract when he told him he had emotional problems, depression, and anxiety. And we know that people found out about that. We all talked about it. And Malachi Black says he never told anybody else. And this wasn't supposed to come out. But only Tony Khan knew about it. Unless Tony Khan told somebody, and then they told somebody. But either way, it got out because of Tony Khan, allegedly. So we know that's true. We know that part's true. We don't know why Malachi Black didn't want to go out, get out there. We do know that he is out of the company now, and he's upset that it got out there. You can do the things in your head as to why you'd be upset about that. I believe it's because he's going to go back to WWE, and he was hoping to tell all these over-exaggerations to Tony, get out of his contract, and in a month show up in WWE. And then nobody would know. They would just know that he wanted out of his contract. AEW released him, and now he's in WWE. Awesome. But now there's all this baggage of he's hurt and he's depressed and he's sad and he's got emotional problems. He needs time off. You know what I mean? And this will do what Sith Negan just said. You let the person feel slighted and there's a problem. Everybody else is going to have a problem now, going forward. So, I don't know what's up with that. But, maybe Malachi Black could have just said, I want to leave. And I don't like it right now, and I need time off. And I just don't want to be here anymore. Maybe Tony Khan would have said, okay. But maybe Tony Khan said, it's not a good enough reason for me to let you out of your contract. Take some time off, take a couple months off, think about it, and come back. That's what we heard he said. Then Malachi Black said, no, man, it's more than that. I got depression, anxiety. This stuff happened to me, whatever. And then Tony Khan's like, okay, well, all right, well, we'll release you from your contract. Then Tony Khan gets word that, hey, this guy's just going to go to WWE. And where's Malachi Black? What's going on? So then Tony Khan says, all right, listen, he says he's got emotional problems and anxiety and depression, and he needs a break from wrestling altogether and all these things. That's what he said to me. Then Malachi Black goes, dude, what the fuck? Why did you go out and tell everybody that I have anxiety and depression and all these things? That shit wasn't supposed to come out, man. Like, that's what's going on right now. So Tony did the right thing, some people say. I agree in some cases. What are you going to do, You could lock the guy in and keep him there and just be a prick. Tony didn't do that. But there's definitely something up. Anyway, I've had a great time here with you guys today. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Shit, I went way too long. And that's about it, man. We're out of here. I thank you all for joining me. Jim Cornette, take us out.
About Joe Cronin.
I'll see you guys tonight for the Monday Night Raw review. Be right here on this channel at 11 p.m. for the Monday Night Raw review and to continue talking about some of this shit that's going down. Keemstar, Jim Cornette, bury me, please.
Joe Cronin, I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
42 fucking deleted. That's why the fuck I came on here. Fucking deleted. Fucking deleted,
play your
ladies
little
and
fuck
gentlemen.
game.
Episode 42 was fucking deleted by cocksucker.
You fucking
two
stupid fucker! You fucking stupid fucker!
They certainly laugh at your misfortunes, fuckers.
When you play your little fuck game.
God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. Play your little fuck game.